A perfect world is a perfect prison. They taught us uniformity is strength, like links in a chain. That there was a formula for success that we all must follow. But I've never been much of a follower. So I stepped away, beyond their lifeless gardens, into the wild, wider world, to explore its infinite beauty. And I learned that our home needs help. Each step has led me closer to understanding how passion and calculation, failure and resilience, science and life, all brought together, can lead us to something honest, vital, true. Perfection is overrated. Our strength lies in our differences, in our compassion, our willingness to grow. I have brought nature and technology together to create a new possibility, and I will heal our world.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Overwatch 2. So, first off, I want to apologize for the lateness of this video. I know that this is coming out way after this character has been released. However, in my defense, it seems that Blizzard themselves weren't entirely sure about this character and the state he was in when he was added to the game. In all the years that I have covered games like Heroes of the Storm and Overwatch, when a new character gets added to the roster, I've never then heard immediately the words change and rework tossed around so early after the character has been released than I did for this character. I mean, a character getting changes after they come out is nothing unusual. But usually it's like once they've kind of been out for maybe at least a couple weeks or so. But within a couple of days of this character coming out, they were already talking about him getting changes. Even the word rework was tossed around, which, when I hear the word rework, I think back to Heroes of the Storm, where characters would get entirely reworked, as in like their base kit and their talent trees, everything would get changed around. Now, they didn't do that, but they did change something about his control scheme, and then in this new season, he did receive some changes, and I will go over more of that in a bit. By the way, in case you were also wanting me to share my thoughts on the whole situation about them canceling all the story PvE stuff, I'll talk about that later. For now, let's go ahead and focus on Lifeweaver. A scientist, artist, and activist, Lifeweaver intertwines the beauty of nature with the practicality of science. He dreams of healing the world. So yes, he is a healer, and I've now been spending quite a bit of time. Now, I was apparently in the minority where I didn't think he was that bad. I thought he just kind of seemed undertuned and needed to just kind of be buffed up. But everyone else, including some coaches I ran into, were actually like talking about how he is actual garbage and he is an absolutely terrible character. I didn't think that was really the case. I thought they were over-exaggerating. In fact, I also saw some that I wasn't alone in that opinion, since I know that there was at least one other top 500 player I saw post a video where she thought he was not that bad either. But, you know, we all have different opinions on these things, obviously. So the way he kind of works baseline, and I'll talk a bit more about the change to the two different main modes he does, which is, of course, the Healing Blossom and Thorn Volley. The Healing Blossom is his main healing ability. You hold it to charge a healing burst. You can release it quicker to heal a target, or you release it to heal a targeted ally. Now, you can either use this right away and does a small heal. You can do it rapid fire, or you can hold it and charge it up and then do a bigger heal. So, depending on the situation, what it calls for. Thorn Volley is his main DPS ability, rapidly fire a spread of projectiles, and it's pretty fast. Now, when he first came out, this apparently really did not do that much damage. Now, of course, he's a support, so you're not necessarily expecting him to do a lot of damage. But this is something that a lot of people have complained about with other certain support characters, where if they don't do a lot of damage, then they're apparently a bad character. Even if they are really good at healing, well, yeah, it's like, no, you should also be able to do lots of damage as well. If you can't contribute any damage, even if you're needing to do a lot of healing, which is sometimes the case if you're playing a character like, let's say, Mercy, then some people can see that as a detriment. Now, this is where things got interesting with him in terms of people got excited about his possibility being added to this game because of what he could do. The pedal platform. Throw a platform that then springs upwards when stepped on. People were speculating and going nuts about this ability because the idea that he could help DPS allies get into higher ground for that advantageous high ground that they could use in battles, which is a great idea. It's also really helpful for being able to get yourself out of dangerous situations. I had a game not too recently, not too long ago, I should say, where this Reinhardt was about to kill me, but I used my platform to get myself to safety, and it actually bought time for my Orisa teammate to help take him down before he could kill me. So it's pretty helpful to get yourself out of dangerous situations. But if you also want to help a teammate get to higher ground, it's also very useful in that regard. He has a dash like Hanzo, except this one actually lets him be able to lightly heal himself when he does. And it's only like on, I think, a 5 or 6 second cooldown, so we'll take a closer look at that when we get to the practice range. This is the other one that got people really excited. Life Grip. Pull an ally to your location, protecting them as they travel. So when this first came out, it just simply pulled them to you. And it was like, I was thinking, okay, so this is like the grip that the Holy Priest has in World of Warcraft, And the only thing I wish that this did was that it was also kind of like a cleanse, because I think in Heroes of the Storm there's a character, if I remember correctly, where they can pull you to them, but it also like cleanses you of negative effects and does a little bit of healing. And it does a little bit of healing now, because it didn't used to heal. Now in this recent season, when he got buffed, it added a bit of healing to it. And then his ultimate is Tree of Life. Plates a tree that instantly heals allies upon sprouting and continues to heal periodically as it lives. And it can also be shot at and taken down quickly by the enemy team, so that's worth noting. But let's just say, yeah, he can be able to put out quite a bit of healing. And we'll talk a bit more about the changes he got this season to get buffed up compared to how he used to be. But first, let's take a look at his stuff in the gallery. So this is the only high level skin I've got currently for him. This is his default look. They actually made changes where the petals on his back were a little smaller because, well, let's just say they were pretty big, and I thought it was a little distracting. But I think it was also, I'll read the notes for you about that change. But yeah, this is how he normally looks. This is the rather unique skin I have. I thought it was kind of cool with the mask there. This is a greenish one, Cassia. Regent. Yes. Sovereign. Yes. Sonia. I'm not gonna bother. Yeah, pronounce some of these other that one. Magnolia and Orchid. Just some color ones. I'm sure he'll get some other skins later on. This is how the seed, representing the ult, looks. I'll just go ahead and change it to the skin I'm currently using. This is how his Thorn Volley looks. And this is how his main healing looks. He's got this highlight intro called Leap. Lotus. This is his normal heroic one with the little flower there. And Healing Blossom. For emotes, he has Heroic, Lounge. Smell the roses. Clap. Crush. Laugh. I think I'll go ahead and grab a couple of these while I'm at it. Here we go. Victory poses, heroic. Rose. Gazing. Thorns. And of course you can attach a souvenir where he does that. A weapon charm if you want.
A perfect world is a perfect prison. Another opinion? I feared you'd run out. Dream of paradise and live in hope. หมากัดอย่ากัดตอบ Look at us. We're amazing. Minds must change hearts, and hearts must change minds.
And turn him up a bit. Sorry about that.
Nature will outlast us all. ไร้สาระเอาใจเขามาใส่ใจเรา Second guesses are usually first mistakes. The audacity. Life is far too short to feel guilty about, well, anything. The audacity.
I like having a full set of voice lines. So let me go ahead and do that. There we go.
A perfect world.
And then sprays. This is the cute spray, which I believe I got. I don't think I've actually... Did I actually equip it? Hold on. Let's see. Owned. There it is. So yeah. Alright, hold on. Let me get rid of that then. Alright, so the achievements. So that's for the Giving Tree achievement. The cute spray. And then this is the Pixel spray for the Life Weaving achievement. I'll have to double check what that one is. And then his golden weapons is basically just his gauntlets. So it's very similar to Moira. It's just they just make his gauntlets golden. So yeah. Anyways, if you're curious about the changes he got in this update, yeah, so let me see. Can I actually show you what it was like when he first came out? Is that still here? Alright, yeah, so introducing Lifeweaver. So this is when he was first added, and you could see there. By the way, he also has a passive I didn't mention, which is on Parting Gift. On death, drop a gift that heals the first enemy or ally to pick it up. Which I find amusing that it heals the enemy. But, you know, then again, he's also... you can tell from his voice lines that he's more of a pacifist, so he doesn't mind that, so... It's like, why can't we all just get along? Why do we have to fight? Oh yeah, they nerfed my boy Reinhardt, but that's for another time. So anyways, in this patch for the new season, there were some changes, obviously. I find this amusing and don't really think it's, you know, that big a deal since Ana just ruins it. The new magnetic grenade, that has been very polarizing for a lot of people with Cassidy. May also, her changes, whew. It's funny, Hanzo got nerfed here, and yet he's still in every game. It's kind of silly. That's a huge nerf for Reaper. Here we go. So this is the changes that Lifeweaver got. His Healing Blossom maximum healing has now been increased from 65 to 75. His Thorn Volley damage per projectile has been increased from 5 to 6. The projectile radius has been increased from 0.1 to 0.125. And the total ammo he shoots now has gone up from 60 to 70. The pedal platform, the walkable area, has now been increased by 15%. The area to trigger the lift now shrinks from a radius of 2 to 0.75 from the initial placement. Life Grip's cooldown has been reduced from 20 to 16 seconds, and it now heals the target ally for 50 health. And the Tree of Life ultimate cost has been increased by 8%. So yeah, he got massive buffs in this patch, where now people are thinking, oh yeah, no, he's pretty good now. I'm not hearing many people to say that he's garbage anymore after these changes. So let me go ahead and show you how he kind of functions in the practice range.
Voice chat may be recorded to investigate and verify reports of disruptive behavior.
Don't mind the
Growing into who you truly are.
the text-to-speech thing that I'm using now. You know, let's just say I'm kind of listening to it, and it's kind of amusing. So I can either just shoot this rapid fire, but it doesn't do that much healing.
ล่องไปกับสายลม
Or I can do this and do a big burst heal. Bam. 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 Let's pull him to give him some healing. So this is how fast he fires.
Thorns in the face are an inconvenience. Burn with me.
Triple kill.
Yeah, if you can be able to land some critical hits with that attack, it actually does quite a bit of damage. Quite a bit of burst fire damage.
จงเรียนรู้จากความเจ็บปวด
And because of how fast it fires, it's actually really good at like whittling down shields and barriers, like Reinhardt's shield or Sigma's shield.
Better you, I think.
And so this is the life grip, as I showed before.
The numbers.
This is the pedal,
For spring.
and that's the dash that I just showcased there.
Life from life.
Now, oh no, they're low on health.
Life.
Big tree, you can see the health bar right there. So yeah, the enemy team can be able to like shoot it down and try to take the health down. Fortunately, friendly fire doesn't affect it, as you can see. But yeah, it does quite a bit of burst healing. Like the big initial heal at first, and then it just does a lot more healing over time. So it's great for if you need big AoE heals during a big massive team fight.
I'm sharp with that.
There are, of course, other things that can definitely take it down. Like, if you put it down, like, amongst a Torbjorn's Molten Core, that can, of course, you know, take it down quite a bit. But look at how fast his ult is charging if you're able to, of course, land your hits, as well as being able to do some heals. Like, I'm telling you guys, like, in recent games, I've been able to put out at least 10k healing every game.
Life protects life.
And you can see that it also, continues quite a bit. Now, what's funny is I can actually cancel this.
My tree's gone.
I don't know why I would ever want to do that,
Something for the stick.
but it's there. I'm sure there are more higher ranked players that come up with creative ways to use it for just a moment to, like, block someone's path and then quickly remove it for something else, but at the same time, it's like, wouldn't I want to just keep it there to keep blocking their path? But like I said, it's probably like those super advanced strategies in higher ranked games that can work in that regard.
Burn with me.
Double kill.
By the way, when you do a reload, 19. So yeah, I can have up to 20 charges of the petals, or rather the blossoms, I should say. And if you reload, it reloads both. So you don't have to do a reload for each of them.
Life protects life.
Notice how that kept the bots alive and they were about to die. I wish it would show the healing numbers I'm putting out here because of this. Interesting that it's not letting me do that.
It's gone. Papa. in the flow.
And of course, this is also a great way to be able to get to high ground yourself in case you want to be able to take advantage. By the way, you can see I can still move while holding this charge, but you do move slower. That's worth noting. So if you need to get somewhere fast, don't keep holding this charge, because otherwise you're going to move slower. So yeah, that's basically Lifeweaver. I think that he is now in a pretty good spot. I'm not seeing him in every game because there are other characters that are still being picked ahead of him. At least that's how it seems in the games I'm playing. But I do like his kit now. At first I thought his healing was a little low, but now I feel like his healing is even bigger if you're able to. Because you can see, it doesn't take that long to really charge it up to full. And what's great is that it follows the character wherever they go. As long as I let it go when it's targeting them. Like, I've let this go on a Reaper after when he's about to teleport, and when he teleports, the heal will follow him to wherever he teleported. Same thing with a Tracer. After she blinks a few times, the heal will still follow her. And of course, you can target a Pharah and be able to have it go straight to her.
Those thorns are sharp, aren't they? Life protects life!
And you can see it's also a pretty decently big radius for the Tree of Life. So yeah, there's a lot of really great stuff that you can do here. Now, of course, it is possible to also be a bit of a troll if you want to, say, you know,
Find cover.
pull your teammate into a bad position and get them killed, because I have seen it happen. Like, let's say I go up here.
Bounding forth. You're better off with me.
Well, now he's on the platform. But let's just say I know that there are some people that if they wanted, they could try and actually, like, you know, if I had an angle on this spot over here, maybe I can get on this one. Pretty decent range.
I have you.
Now, I pulled him over to the platform, but just imagine now he could actually accidentally walk off. So now he doesn't know what to do. Because he's just kind of stuck over here where he's not supposed to be.
Long by a side lom. That should do it.
Now, you're probably going, well, how does this work against some other heroes instead of bots? Well, obviously, if you can land these against a Tracer, I doubt you'll be able to do that much unless she's just standing still. But what about a Hog? Now, against his belly, that actually takes him down quite a bit to almost his entire health bar.
Brimming with biolight.
Now, if you can land some critical hits on him... Yeah, it's pretty fast burst damage if you can be able to, like, really, like, steadily aim and just kind of land it on them there.
Some days, my name is more ironic than others.
Huh. So yeah, that's Lifeweaver. I didn't think he was that bad compared to what other people were thinking, but I guess I was in the minority on that. A lot of people thought he was just absolutely awful because, well, as one of the coaches pointed out to me, it's like, look, it's not all about his healing numbers. If you think that healing numbers is all that matters for a healer, then I don't know what to tell you. Because he's got to do other stuff as well. And I was like, well, he does. He does the platform to help the DPS get into better positions. He can life grip. I helped save, like, we had an Orisa who got hooked over the edge here by a Hog, and I life gripped her back over here. So I was able to do that. But, of course, what matters to a lot of people? What is it, the one thing that matters to a whole bunch of people? The Mad Deeps. If it doesn't do Mad Deeps, then, well, it's absolutely terrible. That's how a lot of people usually tend to think of it. I don't necessarily share that opinion, but then again, what do I know? Anyways, that's Lifeweaver. So, let me just go ahead and take a moment to talk about something. The cancellation of the planned story mode PvE content. Now, it is worth noting that since then they have kind of backtracked on that and have actually said, no, we actually do have some story stuff coming out. We have some PvE stuff coming out. We are planning that. We're not completely abandoning that. However, there is a catch. But let me just say this. Yeah, I was pretty upset. That was the reason that I got excited for Overwatch 2. Because, well, forgive me, but I mean, I do enjoy the stuff about the characters and the story and want to know more about the lore and see more of the story with the character interactions and all that. That's the stuff that got a lot of us invested in this. Not just the PvP aspect. There's plenty of other games that do that without any kind of story, and I'm sure they could go play that instead. But this is Blizzard. We expect more of that, more than that. And I thought it was a complete disservice because it was also basically false advertising that you showed us something really cool that got us excited, which got us to want to actually get the game. I know it's free, but that's not the point. And then you backtracked on that. Now, again, I know that they have said that they have some hero missions and story mode stuff coming out soon, but it's really infuriating and frustrating when something that you get very excited about gets canceled because, well, I'm just going to go ahead and say this and not hold back. The reason, and because some people have asked, why are people getting so upset about the PvE stuff? Do people actually care about PvE? To which I say, you're clearly not somebody who has ever bothered to do any co-op PvE content in other games with other people. I mean, for goodness sakes, one of the things I love about WoW is raiding with my guild. Because it's fun co-op opportunities to play with other people against a common goal in PvE content. That's one of the reasons why people love raiding. It's not I want to dominate other people, it's I want to work with other people to achieve a common goal. That's part of the fun of it. But there's so many people that are obsessed with the idea of just beating other people and then taunting them about it because we live in this incredibly toxic gamer culture community in various different games. And unfortunately, the Overwatch community has been getting worse and worse and worse to the point where I am now saying that this community is getting as bad as other horrible communities that I've heard horrible things about, like League of Legends, Call of Duty, Halo. It's getting that bad. And I don't want it to be that bad, but unfortunately it is. And so one of the reasons why I was excited about the PvE content was because it would give us opportunities to get away from these people that play this game that just make the whole experience horrible. Because I'm sorry, but as much as I have fun and love playing the game, it's the people I have to, interact with, both on opposing side and on my own team, that just ruin it because of all the toxicity. And there are so many videos proving this and showing this. People have channels showing just the toxicity in this game from this community. It's just disgusting. And I've experienced my own fair share of it. So having modes to give us opportunities to get away from that is a nice reprieve and a nice, break from all that. And then you say we're actually not doing it, when that was a big reason why many people got excited to get it. Because just doing this constant PvP stuff, it gets tiring. There's a lot of people that even high-ranked players say they take breaks from competitive because they want to maintain their sanity and not have to deal with the constant toxicity. And I don't blame them. And burnout is also a real thing as well. You can easily get burnt out if you're constantly playing this PvP aspect of the game, especially at a high level and especially in competitive. It's like you play some competitive games, people need a break after a while because it's just exhausting, not just from the gameplay, but from dealing with the people and the constant toxicity that's involved. It can drive you mad, Like, that's why I don't really play competitive all that much. And I'm just thinking, like, how do people stand playing this game in competitive with all these toxic people so often? Like, how do they maintain their sanity? But, yeah. To me, it only benefits the game to be able to give even more variety, and help out those who don't want to have to deal with that. Because I know that there are some people, they never touch competitive because they don't want to deal with the people. And is it really good for the game if you have a whole community that is discouraging people from playing the game, and then they also complain that the game is dying and that there's not enough people playing. Well, if you're constantly toxic to the people, pushing them away from discouraging from them playing the game or telling them to uninstall, it's then no wonder that you then have long queue times and that you're not getting games fast enough with other people. You complain that you're not getting games fast enough, and then you tell people to not play the game, and then you complain about the lack of people playing the game. I wonder why. So I'm glad that they are backtracking on that and actually bringing us some story PvE stuff. I'm not too thrilled about the fact that they are attaching other price tags on them, like saying if you want permanent access to them, you have to pay like another $15 or whatever it is. And it's just like, man, this is where we start thinking, oh yeah, that's right, this is still Activision Blizzard with the despicable Bobby, whatever his name is. Gotta get that money, because it's not like you don't have enough already. Can never have enough, right? May as well just picture him as, as Scrooge McDuck in DuckTales, just diving into his gigantic money bin of cash and gold coins, just wanting it even filled even more. Just picture him doing that. Yeah. So, I know some people are gonna... I know that there are some people out there that they would get very upset about anyone spending money on that. But, I will be, doing that because it's the content that I've been wanting, and it's probably also going to be content to be able to put on this channel if it's good story content, which I've been wanting to actually experience and showcase on this channel for quite some time. Ever since the game first came out years ago, I've been dying for some more story content. And we get a few of those here and there in those kind of special modes that we've gotten before, but this is a game and a franchise and a world that is desperate for more story stuff. I want to know more about some of these backstories and some of these interactions. I think it would just benefit the game, not hurt it. But anyways, that's Lifeweaver, and that's also my take on the whole cancellation of story and PvE stuff. So, I apologize that I took so long to make this Lifeweaver video. I will try not to the next time they do add a character. I am going to continue to work on progressing my battle pass here. As you can see, I'm up to level 64, working towards... about to hit 65, where I'll get my new variation of the Mythic Tracer skin. And here's one that I'm looking forward to, the new Demon Lord Reinhardt skin. That looks great. Had some fun with the arcade mode here, Defeat the Demon Lord, but it's not very easy to win as Reinhardt. Even though he's buffed and very powerful, there are certain characters on the opposing side, like Orisa, that just make it where it's like, well, I guess there's just no point in me playing, because she just bullies Reinhardt the whole time. It's pretty infuriating, but anyways. That is it, and I will see you guys next time. Stay tuned.